Are you serious? Are you serious? Earthquakes in Oklahoma. Matter of fact, there's been 7 earthquakes has shook Oklahoma in the last 2 days that are over 3.0. Let me give you a report. CNN. There's something biblical going on in Oklahoma. Are you serious?
Just about everybody would say California, which is true. But actually, there is another state that recently eclipsed California when it comes to seismic activity. Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, earthquakes are in the news.
Having an earthquake right now. Our light's shaking quite a bit here.
The day we arrived, there were 3 earthquakes, magnitude 3.0 or greater, before lunch. But these 3 were all before noon today.
That's right.
Turns out that's nothing.
We've had probably 100 earthquakes in total today already.
Most of those are hardly felt, but they are getting stronger.
It's truly remarkable. We've never seen anything like this. This is completely unprecedented.
5 years ago, Oklahoma averaged just 2 magnitude 3.0 or higher earthquakes a year.
Okay.
Last year, there were 109.
What?
A 5,000% increase. And just so far this year, more than 200.
Are you serious? What is going on in Oklahoma? Is this the reason God made Oklahoma? Is this... Well, I'm not sure, but I can say this. There is something going on, and there is a debate on why it's happening. Now, the oil industry, some believe the fracking that goes on underground could be causing an increase in seismic activity. But then again, we have scripture that says these words. The Lord said in Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." There is going to be a reckoning, and America may find itself shaking from the very core, from the very heart of the nation, because of some of the absolute outrageously ridiculous breakdown of the moral standards of this nation. And it's not because there's a lot of bad people in Oklahoma, quite the contrary. It's one of the most strongest Bible Belt believing states in the Union. It's not just California, Alaska, and Hawaii that seem to be shaking. The United States of America is receiving more earthquakes in its nation than any other nation in the world. Not as strong, but more frequent. Something to consider. Now, the CNN report said that on Saturday, July 13th and July 12th, Saturday, July 12th and Sunday, July 13th, in Oklahoma, there were 7 earthquakes. The most strongest was a 4.3 near Langston, Oklahoma, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, delivering a rumble to Logan County, north of Oklahoma City. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, there's been no reports of damage, but there were 7 earthquakes. The 3 earthquakes that happened Sunday occurred also near Langston. One was 4.0. Matter of fact, there were 41 earthquakes across the world that were 4.0 or higher. So what we're having here is an increase of earthquakes. The fact that there was only 2 earthquakes in the year 2012, over 3.0 in Oklahoma, followed by 109 in 2013, and so far 207 in this year 2014. So you have 2 in 2012, 109 last year, 207 by July of this year. There's an outrageous increase in earthquakes in Oklahoma. And you have to be concerned about the Madrid fault line, because even though Oklahoma's not on the fault line, it's close enough in proximity that something disastrous could happen. And don't forget the super volcano up there in Yellowstone. As we know that the earthquakes are increasing in that region, as well as the rise of the ground underneath this super volcano is rising up. Also, the lakes and some of the geysers, the temperatures are increasing. Also, there's little fissures releasing steam and pressure, and also the roads are even melting under the pressure that's increasing from this super volcano. So America's got some serious issues. You have Oklahoma to concern about. You have to worry about the San Andreas fault line in California. You got to keep an eye on of course, the super volcano in Yellowstone National Park. You have the Madrid fault line. You have the Salt Dome down there in Louisiana. And now you have this increased out of nowhere of earthquake activity in Oklahoma. Something biblical must be going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. Again, the Lord said this, Isaiah 29, verse 6, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder." We're seeing an increase of extreme weather patterns, and with earthquake and great noise. We're hearing the sounds of the apocalypse are being heard around the world, and booms and ice quakes and cracking from the earth's core. So thou shalt be visited of the earth. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and with tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Folks, are you saved? It's time to give our lives to Jesus Christ. We're truly living in the last days. I mean, how many apocalyptic signs do we need? How many are we going to receive? When are we going to believe? What? Jesus is coming.